Coming up on Cardinals Insider, what's better than one homer? 3 homers, of course.
Elevado, profundo, hamburguesa triple para todos. Iván Herrera, we love you.
Plus, catcher Yohel Pozo is soaking in the big leagues.
So you just don't stop dreaming. Not because you're having a bad time for a little bit, it's over. Just keep pushing.
And later, another Cardinals catcher finds himself in an unusual position.
I think the last time I played anything other than first was probably when I was like 11.
Those stories and more on our brand new Cardinals Insider. Welcome to Cardinals Insider. I'm Ozzie Smith. We start today's show with some homers, 3 of them to be precise. On April 2nd, catcher Iván Herrera became the first catcher in franchise history to homer 3 times in a single game.
Swing and a drive. Herrera ambushes. A solo home run ties our game.
I think his eyes lit up on this one. Kikuchi goes with the first pitch. Bender left and up. Recognized it and just leaned back off the facade and left.
Kikuchi trying to get ahead, but now he needs a new baseball.
Herrera drives it. Deep left field. It's a gunner.
Have yourself a day, young man. Iván Herrera, the 2-run shot.
First career multi-homer game for Herrera.
I thought I saw a couple of fries hit the lower level.
You hit it that hard, you ought to take a long look. A swing and there it goes. Left field. Long, gone in Big Mac land.
What an incredible performance by Iván Herrera. Whoa, that is damage right there.
He knocked the sesame seeds off that one.
Elevado, profundo, hamburguesa triple para todos. Iván Herrera, we love you.
First Cardinal catcher ever hit 3 home runs in one game, and that is Iván Herrera.
Herrera headed to the injured list 1 game after his historic feat. That opened the door for catcher Yohel Pozo. He's been in the big leagues once before in 2021, but the gap between appearances made his Cardinals debut in Pittsburgh on April 7th feel like a second major league debut. He started behind the dish and homered to secure a special start to a big league stretch that he's savoring.
Hi, my name is Yohel Pozo, and I'm the catcher for the St. Louis Cardinals. So I'm gonna take the debut here like my second debut because I spent so much time in the minor leagues after I made my debut. I spent like 3 years and a half in the minor leagues and then being called again. And it's been exciting. It's the first time for me playing in St. Louis, so it was really nice. A lot of fans on the stands the other night, and I love that.
Yohel Pozo pops the first one up into shallow right. That's gonna drop fair.
You go down, and then you go up, and then back down again. So that happens to me. I was in the big leagues in 21, and I never be back until this year. So that was down, and then now I'm here again. So it's just don't stop dreaming. Not because you're having a bad time for a little bit, it's over. Just keep pushing your life.
Pozo with a shot to the left field corner. That's fair.
Oh. No, that one. I know the homer was away, was in Pittsburgh, but this over was at home, and this was amazing. As soon as I hit the ball, that I hear everything, like the sound of the people, the stadium, like it was amazing.
That's driven toward left. He went down and golfed that baby to the base of the wall.
It's not been easy for me, you know? So every time when I have a good time, I just try to enjoy it 100%.
On April 8th, Cardinals world champion Octavio Dotel was killed in a building collapse in his native Dominican Republic. Here's more on his legacy with the Cardinals.
When you think of 2011, your mind likely goes to Game 6, but the Cardinals might not have even gotten to that point without Octavio Dotel. He was part of a 4-for-4 swap between the Blue Jays and Cardinals on July 27, 2011. The deal was headlined by former Cardinals first-rounder Colby Rasmus heading to Toronto. Meanwhile, the Cardinals got back critical bullpen help in the form of Dotel and Mark Zubczynski. Down the stretch, those two were reliable bullpen pieces during a season where the Cardinals snuck into the playoffs on the final day. Dotel in particular became a fan and clubhouse favorite, a practitioner of the happy flight, and an embracer of the NLDS's rally squirrel. And on the mound, he delivered in October, holding opponents to a 179 average in 10 1/3 innings. That went right along with a 35% strikeout rate. He was not the author of any signature moments or a name who history has highlighted with time. But the 2011 Cardinals needed the production and the smiles that the Dominican righty brought. A world champion gone too soon. For Cardinals Insider, I'm Brett McMillan.
Straight ahead, catcher Pedro Pages was not playing catcher.
Oliver Marmol has himself a new second baseman in the second inning.
More after the break.
Earlier this month, shortstop Mason Wynn exited a game with back spasms. Pedro Pages volunteered to shift from catcher to second base to maintain the DH, doing a series of defensive adjustments. He even got to use Brendan Donovan's glove with its Gold Glove label.
Now, there's been a defensive change for St. Louis. Yohel Pozo is behind the plate. Pedro Pages is playing second. Thomas Sajaci has moved to short.
Ali said that you volunteered to go to second base. Tell me why you felt the need to.
Well, to not burn the DH early, so they were thinking about letting Palante hit. I know Palante didn't want to hit, so I just kind of said, hey, I'll play second. And they're like, can you? I'm like, yeah, I'll just put my chest in front of him and throw to first. So.
When's the last time you had a regular glove on your hand?
Just during BP, but like in a game, it's been forever, obviously. I think the last time I played anything other than first was probably when I was like 11. So it's been a while. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I did my job, I guess, out there, and enjoyed it.
And it's going to go down on a ground ball to Pages. He fires to first in time.
Whose glove were you using?
Donovan's. I'm a Gold Glover apparently now, so I'll take that.
Oh my God. Any part of you was hoping for a diving stop or to turn a double play with?
Oh, 100%. I want a double play. That's something I really want to do with Tommy there or with Arenado, so it would have been cool, but we didn't get to do it. I got 2 ground balls right at me, and it was game over.
You think you instilled confidence in your manager that you could play second base again this season?
I told him I'm ready for it, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't have to, but if it comes down to it, I'll do it.
And Palante continues his ground ball mastery. Oliver Marmol has himself a new second baseman in the second inning.
Straight ahead, Vince Coleman and I are sharing a special first pitch.
That was the best. Best of time, yes.
That's coming up.
You know, I've always wanted to have some land. I've always kind of wanted to have my own space, my own training facility. To just walk out morning, night, whatever it is, and just look around, I think that's just my way of just being appreciative.
Still building. It's January.
Oh no, you're in a good place.
I feel good.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Sometimes baseball people just have a feeling. That was the case during a Nolan Gorman at-bat earlier this season when radio broadcaster Rick Horton called Gorman's shot.
Nolan Gorman is 2 for 3. In his last at-bat, he hit the ball pretty hard to left, flying out to left. A good feeling about this at-bat here. Sometimes you just have a feeling. Delivery to him is hit high and deep to right field. Did he get it? Yes, he did! Big fly, Nolan Gorman! His third hit of the afternoon. What a great start to the season for Gorman. And sometimes you just have a feeling.
This season, we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of the 1985 National League champion Cardinals. With that in mind, Vince Coleman and I took part in a special opening day first pitch. Take a look.
The 1985 Cardinals were picked to finish last in the division. Baseball pundits also predicted Whitey Herzog to be the first manager fired that season.
We saved him. We saved him. I went down and got you some. Hey. On one knee. I don't know about racing. I don't know. It's a strike. Hey, all right. It was an exciting time. I know. That was the best. Best of times, yes.
Still on deck, Chip Carey and I talk baseball in the new series, Cardinals Conversations.
When you can run, that's a constant. And you can always put pressure on the defense when you can run.
All I know is just live right now. Go ahead and tell your friends. Just as long as it feels like summer. I'ma come through for the vibe. Yeah, I'm down to slide. Just as long as it feels like summer. I'm trying to go. Just chase the sun with you. So hit me with the light. We'll be alright. Long as it feel like summer. Long as it feel like summer.
This year, myself and other Cardinal alumni are participating in a new series called Cardinals Conversations. Admission gets fans an exclusive Q&A conducted by Chip Carey, a pre-signed item from the alum, and a photo with the former player as well. Here's some of my visit with Chip from the inaugural edition.
This is our first Cardinals Conversations of a new year. I can't think of a better guy to lead off than the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith. Let's get to the team. There's an excitement, there's a youthful energy, there's hope for the future, I think. Ozzie, I don't know if you've seen that through the television or in person here at the ballpark, but I'd love to get your thoughts on what you've seen for the first 2 weeks.
Having a chance to spend some time with the guys down in spring training, I felt the excitement started down there. And so this year, they got off to a good start, and you got to do all the things. You got to pitch, you got to catch, you got to run, you got to throw. I see guys they've got a lot of good arms.
Strike three called, frozen.
I think offensively now there is a lot more excitement with people who can run. When you can run, that's a constant. And you can always put pressure on the defense when you can run.
There goes Donovan. They've got no chance to get him.
This is a youthful team, but it's not young. There are guys that are playing big roles for the Cardinals that have been around in the major leagues for a couple of years.
People always ask me, what I think of Mason Wynn. And you see what a great young player he's going to be. And Jordan Walker, same thing. This is an important year for both of those guys. They're good players with good work ethics. And when you got a good work ethic and you have the talent that they have, it's just a matter of time before they put it all together.
Swing and a drive for Walker. He turns and burns.
This is the 40th year of the 85 team, but it has to feel like that was just yesterday, doesn't it?
Those were some of the best times of our lives. We didn't hit a lot of home runs, but there was going to be some excitement because we could run. There weren't many teams that could really compete with us defensively.
Throw down, double steal, throw home, he is saved!
Where did you find the drive to play a Hall of Fame shortstop?
As a small guy, I always had to prove myself. My goal was to become better and better every year. Had a batting cage put in my house where I learned to just use my hands. I worked on pulling the ball. This pitch I'm gonna pull the ball. This pitch I'm gonna hit the other way. It didn't matter where it was. And it was doing those little things on a daily basis that you go, oh God, we gotta do this again. It is those things that over the long haul of 162 games that makes the difference. Each spring, Cardinals Care hosts a 5K in downtown St. Louis. This year's alumni host is Ray Langford. There are in-person and virtual options. Those who run in person will conclude the race on the Busch Stadium warning track and are invited to a post-run party at Ballpark Village. Registration also unlocks a handful of exclusive offers and discounts. Learn more and register at cardinals.com/5K.
Time for this week's trivia question. How many Clydesdales pull the hitch on opening day? Is it 2, 4, 6, or 8? Hear the answer when we return.
All-inclusive food and drinks at Busch Stadium had us wondering, what if everything was all-inclusive? St. Louis Cardinals all-inclusive tickets are on sale now. Go to cardinals.com for more information.
It's time for the answer to our trivia question. It's brought to us by Ford. Before the break, we asked how many Clydesdale pull the hitch on opening day. Here's Emily Stevens with the answer.
It's time for this week's trivia question, brought to you by Ford. The home opener is always an exciting day as it marks the beginning of a new season. And no one does it quite like St. Louis. That's why this week we're asking, how many Clydesdales pull the hitch on opening day?
The answer is 8. The Budweiser Clydesdales have been a staple to Cardinals fans since the late 1970s. But the Cardinals and the Clydesdales didn't team up until Anheuser-Busch purchased the team in 1953. Opening day in St. Louis is one of a kind, and the Budweiser Clydesdales have created a tradition of their own. They mark the official start of the baseball season by leading the opening ceremony each year. Following their lap around the field are current Cardinals players, coaching staff, and Hall of Famers in their iconic red jackets. In fact, the right field gates at the past 2 Busch stadiums were specifically modified to allow for the Clydesdales to reach the warning track for their annual lap. The warning track is wider than a typical track to allow for all 8 horses to fit at once. All Anheuser-Busch Clydesdales are born and raised in Missouri. They are born at Warm Springs Ranch, about 150 miles west of St. Louis. They go through extensive training to learn how to pull a hitch. And later, they're sent to Grant's Farm and Anheuser-Busch Brewery to learn how to get accustomed to people, all in preparation for the Cardinals opening day and other events across the country. For Cardinals Insider, I'm Emily Stevens.
Still to come, how would the players describe St. Louis weather?
You might hit about 3 seasons in one day, so that's cool.
Hear more after the break.
Pack my bags, today's the day. You know I'll be on my way. So kiss me goodbye, I'm hitting the road. I'll be St. Louis bound, they've got a sound that makes me come alive.
St. Louis is a wonderful place, but the weather isn't always so wonderful. How would the players describe it? We posed that question in this week's Ask a Cardinal.
Not the worst.
Confused, I guess. Disgusting. The summer. I like St. Louis, but the weather can be pretty disgusting.
In the winter, you're frozen, and in the summer, you are burning up.
Could we get like spring or fall for a little longer, please?
You might hit about 3 seasons in one day, so that's cool. That's cool. Might get a little springs, the winter, and then a summer in the span of 3 hours. So it's great.
It'll test you. It'll test you. It's not for the weak. I love it. I love it because guys come over and in August they're not expecting what they feel, or in the early parts of the season to be October feel is nice and chilly and it feels good there. But yeah, it'll test you.
It gets really hot, and when it gets really hot, it's unbearable, and then when it's cold, it's unbearable. So just have to be ready for both sides of it, I guess.
Like the whole Midwest, you never really know what you're gonna get. It could be 30 in the morning and then 75 in the afternoon, and just the humidity in the Midwest is tough.
I remember a few days going out there early. It was the most humid I've ever felt, being from Atlanta
and going to Florida a lot, but that humidity is nothing to play with. You get the freezing cold, which I hate because I'm from Florida, so it's horrible for me. And then somehow you also get the Florida heat there too, especially in the stadium. It gets so hot, but I love it.
It gets pretty hot in the summer, but you get a little bit of the early spring weather in the opening day, and then towards the end of the season it gets pretty perfect. So I think that's cool. I think experiencing every season is a good thing.
It's hot in the summer. It's pretty hot, but it's not the hottest. It's not the worst. It's still, you still get a little breeze here and there, but it's pretty hot. The winters are cold, but you get streaks of it being pretty mild. It snows for a week or two there, and then all of a sudden it's like 65 degrees. It's not the worst weather. I've been all over the country. There's places where the weather stinks.
That's it for this episode. You can always catch us online at 4 p.m. each Friday at cardinals.com/insider and on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you right back here next week.